Hey guys, Tim Glomb here with Thinking Caps. I'm joined as always by Richard Jones, my other Thinking Cap cohort. And today we are really excited to bring you Catherine Tabor. Catherine is the founder and CEO of Sparkfly. Sparkfly is a great partner at Cheetah Digital. They really live in the POS system, but it's so much more than that. They are a real-time offer management platform. They integrate into legacy POS and really make complicated integrations incredibly easy. And I'm going to let her talk about that. But again, they tie in with email. They're great at acquisition. They really make POS an amazing acquisition offer management tool that you're going to want to hear a lot about. So Richard, would you please introduce and welcome from the comfort and safety of her own home in the COVID period, Catherine Tabor.
So Catherine, thank you much for joining us. And something that I noticed straight away when I was first looking at your bio, that you were the founder and the CEO of Sparkfly. And as someone that has been a founder myself, it's dear to my heart. So could you tell us a little bit about the story behind how you came up with the idea for Sparkfly and then evolve that into kind of what Sparkfly does now and the customers you serve?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. It's nice to see some familiar faces on the screen that aren't just, kids and husband in the house. To your point, I am the founder and CEO of Sparkfly, and we are an offer management platform that connects in real time to the physical point of sale system. And I got my start many, many years ago managing employee affinity and discount programs for large corporations like Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines here in Atlanta. And there were a lot of online discounts that were available to those employees as a perk. And as I managed those programs, I realized that there was a real gap in being able to track the usage and data of a digital promotion actually inside of a physical store location. There's been a lot of tracking, innovation, and data tracking around, internet usage, but really there was a gap in the market between connecting digital marketing programs and the physical redemption of a promotion in a store location. And historically, point of sale systems are fragmented and older and expensive to replace. And they really had become the Achilles heel in the marketplace around digital innovation, because a lot had happened in how you could communicate with a consumer through a mobile phone or through the internet. But when you tried to actually take that connectivity and that promotion and connect it within a physical store environment, or connect it to the transaction in the physical store, there was a gap. So I kind of evolved my business, started a new business actually that was addressing this real problem in the market, connecting the dots really between the online digital space and the offline physical in-store cash register. So
very
filling
cool.
a gap, solving a problem. Yes.
Yeah, it's all about problem solving, isn't it? I mean, if you can't solve a problem, what are you doing? So to that end, can you give us an example of, what the Cheetah partnership really looks like here? What problems we're solving for clients together, and maybe a little bit of even what can we do that we're not doing today? Like, what's the future look like of innovation and integration between a Cheetah Digital and a Sparkfly to solve those problems? What's that look like?
Right. Yeah. So, I think that over the last, 5 to 10 years, I think loyalty, the idea of loyalty has really evolved. I think that it's more about how you can really have that true one-to-one communication with a consumer, how you can really customize the programs and the offers that are available to them based on the things that they most want and desire. It's not just that, digital punch card anymore where you come in 5 times and you get a third one free. And so, as those programs have evolved, our companies like Cheetah have really become experts at customer acquisition and understanding the behavior of those customers, and the relationship that they're building with these brands. And we, over the last number of years, have really been building a very sophisticated, scalable, robust infrastructure that serves as a source of truth back into a physical brand, their stores, and their business systems, and enables them to really push digital programs and promotions across any form of media, whether that is a loyalty provider or an email promotion or an SMS provider or on social. They can even bring in their older print programs. And there's really this source of truth or this reliable data around all of those programs, both in an in-store transaction, and now we're seeing the growth of popularity and necessity for online transactions and online ordering. And so it's both in-store and above store where this is extremely relevant. And I think the marriage of those two elements, where I feel Cheetah has really been working to become the best in your area, and we have been doing the same, is a great opportunity to really help jumpstart these merchants as their own digital ecosystems and strategies are evolving. So today in customers, we connect in real time back to the point of sale system and help enable these real-time dynamic loyalty programs that Cheetah is driving with customers. We're also working on programs with Cheetah where Sparkfly serves a wallet functionality where we can help beyond just loyalty and SMS and email and all kinds of different programs that merchant may be running with Cheetah or others. And so I just think there's all kinds of opportunity to continue to innovate around that. But it's connecting those dots in real time at item level that's so important.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting from a macro level environment. We did some research we commissioned with e-consultancy that went on in February and March. And we saw a couple of different interesting themes that were coming out from the data. One, you had roughly about 40% of consumers in most major markets that the survey was carried out in that were actually turned off personalized ads being driven from cookie data, right? And one of the things that we're thinking about is in the recovery period post-COVID, a lot of marketers made knee-jerk go, right, let's do more and more personalized ads with Facebook and Google. And yet actually the data we were getting told was 40% of people were actually turned off brands that over-personalized their advertising. And on the same research, we actually surveyed the consumers who came back and basically said that 9 times as many consumers wanted to engage in more loyalty programs in 2020 than those that said they actually wanted to reduce the involvement, personal involvement in loyalty programs. And we also saw that about 34% of consumers were saying that they were leaving, that basically they weren't becoming loyal to organizations because those organizations didn't give them the framework with which to be loyal. There was no loyalty program in place. So it was kind of an interesting sort of set of data when you're thinking about in a post-COVID world where potentially there's going to be some relatively strong recessionary winds that we're going to have to deal with. It's going to be easier to grow and retain your existing customers, and loyalty is going to have a really important part based on the research we looked at, versus just reaching for the knee-jerk reaction and piling loads of money in Facebook.
I totally agree. I mean, we've been very fortunate. Chipotle is a customer of ours, and they have, really weathered, this very difficult time well, because they understand that, and they have really worked to cultivate. They have this extremely loyal, engaged audience that they can communicate with. And so I think, being able to do those types of things effectively, right, to do it in a way that can scale, that is agile, that enables you to having this real-time capability to measure and track and understand how things are performing enables you to optimize campaigns while they're running and not have to kind of do things and then take a step back and see how they've worked. You really have the opportunity to kind of pull these levers and leverage your resources very wisely during a time when I think people are going to really want to do that. So, there's a lot that I think from an innovative marketing strategy standpoint that we have yet to see. And I think having the right infrastructure in place that allows you to pivot quickly and test and learn and turn things on that work well and turn things off that don't quickly is going to be even more valuable in the future.
Yeah, it's a really important thing. You're right. I mean, the agility is crucial for marketers. But the other thing that Sparkfly does really well is take those complex integrations and complex orchestrations and simplify them. So, I'm sure there's people watching like, yeah, we hear you. You need a loyalty program. You need an integration. You need this and that. But, it's crazy. But it's not, right? I mean, that's the gap that you filled. You said, I'm going to make this easy. And we're going to make it, integrate into legacy, into existing. That's really cool. Let me ask you, have you, through the COVID crisis, obviously all of our clients, I don't care what industry, they're pivoting. They're trying to become nimble. They're trying to rechange, their business models to stay alive, stay afloat. We have a great client, Glomb and Brands, that kept 90,000 employees, employed during this time. What innovations are you seeing from your clients in this space, as they're being forced through this crisis we're all in?
It's interesting. I'm amazed at how quickly the industry, the restaurant industry, which is, Great Clips is a customer of ours. We work outside of just restaurant, but a majority of our customers today are restaurant customers. And of course, they have been impacted so heavily by this. But goodness, I mean, they've pivoted so fast. They really have found ways to have contactless contact with customers, right? And a lot of it is leveraging these digital platforms. So whether it is, expanding their delivery capabilities by adding other delivery partners, that's going to be one thing that I think the industry is going to really have to reconcile and figure out after this, like how everybody kind of wins in that world. But that, ramped up very, very quickly. Curbside service ramped up very quickly. The ability to deliver items with tamper-proof packaging is another way that there was just a lot of, quick innovation that gave consumers comfort and confidence that the food that they were getting was safe. I think that there's been a lot of really interesting do good and good do well stories, like where these brands, are leveraging their ability to help with the, frontline healthcare workers or things that are happening in the market and getting, good stories out there around their brands and things that they can do to help their fellow man. So, I think in all of this, it's been really impressive to see the resiliency of the industry. And that I don't feel any one of our customers is in a give up kind of attitude. It's all how do we leverage the tools that we have in place to survive right now, but to come out of this and recover quickly and move. And so we've kind of moved with our customers. I think they've all kind of settled on what are we doing right now. And I think we're in that mindset of, okay, what can we do when traffic may be a little slower in your stores to get ramped up and ready, so that as it does pick back up, you're having really meaningful conversations with your customers and driving those sales.
It's really interesting. We were chatting to one of our customers, Michael Stutz at Glomb and Brands, and there's a bit of press that went out a couple of weeks ago, basically about the lift in the e-commerce sales and the pickup and delivery sales that they've had, and it is quite remarkable how such a big shift can happen in some of these restaurant clients, out of necessity and adversity.
Right.
The ability to change these business models and really drive significant increase in the way that they're serving people through digital channels in such a short amount of time, it's testament really to the industry that they've been able to do it. I think when you kind of look forward as like, okay, well, fairly soon we're going to start, hopefully, touch wood, see some of these economies opening up, and they're talking about restrictions being eased in many markets around the world now. Obviously, that will enable the restaurant industry to resume the traditional physical serving of customers versus having everything being done online. What Michael said that was interesting was actually when they looked at the data, it wasn't necessarily that it was just all the people that typically come and sit down in their restaurants that have now migrated online. And actually what they've got is this whole new audience.
So it's this additive thing, right? You get the in-store people back and you continue, and that drives same-store sales, right? I mean, that's put through, which is so important, from the economic models for these restaurant chains. If they can drive more through each location, that's fantastic. So that's what our hope is, to empower these merchants and these restaurants to capitalize on the opportunities that I see that are going to come out of this. I mean, there are opportunities, out there for this.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because things like this put you through. They get you thinking differently, right? They give you a new perspective. All of a sudden, your boat's turned around and you're looking at your business from a whole different angle, going, "Oh boy, is there opportunity here?" What are some of your innovative ideas, and what does Sparkfly do to stay on top of innovation? And will this, with the learnings of your customers, will you come out on the backside with new ideas and integrate new opportunities and features, et cetera, for the marketplace?
Absolutely. I think we view ourselves as this universal enabler, right? We want to set up our customers to be successful in the strategies that they decide they want to run, right? So if they feel that somebody's best of breed in one aspect of a marketing channel and somebody's best of breed in another, we want to give them the power to make the best decisions for their business in a way that they can turn things on quickly and efficiently. So we, and in sitting in that spot, we have this real advantage in that we've seen a lot of programs do well, and we've seen programs that have not. And so as we've gone forward with our customers, we really find ourselves in a very advisory role around how successful brands have kind of tackled this digital ecosystem well, right? What pieces they've put in place first, how they've kind of built upon themselves, how to build it in a way that is stable and can grow. And so I think for us, it's really there are a lot of amazing pieces out there, right? There, you guys from a loyalty strategy, have been wonderful partners of ours. And I think we think about, okay, how do these pieces fit together? For some of our customers, we really serve as this digital offers wallet that sits inside of their app. And how does that pull together a promotion that you may earn through loyalty, or you may get through an email campaign, or you may get because you've you've gotten a text message from a tweet at a certain event or something. How does all that fit together really to help to drive those sales? So really for us, it's about how are we there to make sure that all the plumbing works so you can go and do all these innovative things, right?
Very cool.
So I've got a question for you, which is really get your take on, obviously, most of the initial reactions, COVID-19 has been in place. Business models have changed. But as you kind of look forward, as we accelerate out of recovery, in which ways will some restaurant brands redefine themselves? Will you see some people, that may have been physical go 100% online, for example? What are some of the characteristics you're seeing, things that might actually redefine the industry moving forward?
Well, I definitely think that there are some things in this world that are here to stay. I think that, delivery and digital ordering and digital pickup and all of those things, there's a convenience in that I think has not spoiled the consumer, but I think we're getting used to that world, right? That we can go and get kind of anything or have anything brought to us whenever we would like to. I think that aspect of restaurant business will continue to grow. I also think that social distancing is around for a while. So I think the way physical restaurants are configured and the way that we interact with servers and contactless payments, and I think all of that is with us as well. And so I think that it, to your point earlier, Richard, it's how the people that have historically been your in-store family customers that maybe come in on a Friday night continue to come in and enjoy that experience and feel safe in that experience. But you can continue to grow and add this whole new digital audience that's discovered your brand during this crisis. I think that's going to be a very key growth metric for these merchants.
Yeah, I agree, and I have to say some of the things that we've seen various industries do, you can already see the change in behavior of yourself that is going to move on. So another example of that is, we moved very quickly in my household to subscription arrangements with a variety of different suppliers of food. So moving away from doing one-stop shopping with, Whole Foods or a Sprouts or something, to actually spreading the risk and getting subscription deliveries for meat and vegetables and milk and all the rest of it, because it was so hard to get deliveries, done through Amazon and Whole Foods and others. And we've enjoyed that experience of getting stuff in locally. That's not going to change. And even on the restaurant side, there's 2 or 3 restaurants around here that my wife is so sick of cooking. Right? We're starting to get regular subscription, not subscription, but regular.
And I think we're opposite, because I think I am so tuned into this restaurant world that I want to buy as much from them as I can right now. And so it's good that we can't spend our money on anything else, right? Because my takeout bill is through the roof. But I think that's another point too that's interesting. Even in these smaller restaurant groups, that's another thing that's been really interesting, is seeing the creativity that's come out of the chefs and their menus and how they pare them down, or maybe how Shake Shack enabled you to order their kit so that you could make and replicate that burger at home. I mean, there have been a lot of really innovative, interesting ideas that have been fun and enriching for the consumer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have enjoyed being able to pick up a margarita when I go get my Mexican food, right? I don't know that I want that to end. So, I think all of those are good things. And, I also think that, we talk a lot about restaurant, but I think that holds true for retail too. I mean, retail is this constantly evolving animal in general, but I think that, the idea of delivery and pickup and, how all that fits in, it's a similar opportunity.
It's going to be interesting, the backside of this COVID mess. So a lot of innovation, a lot of changes, and some things will stay the same, as you mentioned.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I literally cannot wait to be able to go and visit a restaurant again.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, exactly.
Catherine,
I tell my daughter, this will end. We will get through this. We'll get on the other side. I mean, I'm feeling encouraged and positive. I think, the human spirit is strong. I don't think we're going to let this get us. So
No, I agree. And I'm loving seeing the innovation coming from not just the innovation, but also the charitable aspect to what folks are doing. And, I have to have a big shout out to the restaurant industry, the food service industry in general, because not only have they been arguably one of the most hard hit industries, but they've also been one of the most, philanthropic in terms of what they've actually done. And, we've got joint customers like Ann Pizza that, we were happy to donate to their Hero Pies initiative recently, which is a great way of, getting food to healthcare frontline workers and also keeping people in jobs in kitchens with business sponsorship and donations from the public. So, that's many of our customers in the restaurant space are doing similar things, and it's heartwarming to see.
It is. I would agree.
Well, Catherine, thank you very much. I really appreciate turning up on Thinking Caps. We'd love to have you again at some point. So, thank you for turning up, and no pressure to wear a cap next time.
No, next time maybe. It depends. If I'm out of quarantine, maybe I'll feel better about that one. So
we'll send you one for next time. Well, great. It's been great talking innovation for all of our viewers. Again, thank you for watching. We'll be back soon with another topic, another guest, and another solution to your brand marketing problems. We'll see you next time.